Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to make a really cool floor. As you can see, here's some gatehouse doors stacked up. That's my foundation. They'll have to take out all those to make the structure on top of it fall. Here's just a quick view of the floor. You stack up the 4x4s. I'm going to show you more on that in a little bit. There's the structure I lost due to the patch 54. Okay, now here we go. Now here's how you start this technique. This is on a different build, but it basically shows the technique. As you can see, they're just log benches, on a cliff, wherever you can get them to stick. I used to be a big fan of these cliff bases. Now that gravity's introduced, even though this right here is not going to be floating, yeah, they could just take out, some of your structure here and maybe make your base fall into the ocean. But in the future video, I'm going to show some techniques that I figured out about that too. It has to do with placing gatehouse doors really close to the hill there, and when you slide down and hit it, you kind of just slide right off into the ocean. It works out pretty good. Of course, they could use a vehicle to sacrifice the vehicle. Some people like to do that. They don't have a problem, but other people don't want to lose their vehicle. But technically, I think it can still be done. So here you can see you just start off with 104x4 platform. You basically, there's different ways of doing this. You can stand on the corner like I'm doing here, or you can just stand on the other corner. And I'll show you in a bit here. There's a different way of doing it, but I've done this so much I just kind of wing it a little bit. So basically, you just kind of get it to where it goes. You go far left as you can go and as far out as you can go, just where it'll place. You kind of like trying to half the 4x4 that you're setting it on. There you go. You can see what's going on. I mean, you guys aren't stupid. So 4x4 goes next to that one. You just build the floor out, and you just basically keep building it up like that. And I'm going to show you step by step here. I've told people about this before, and they say they understand it, but then later I realized that they didn't quite get it. So I'm gonna show you step by step, and then later I'll switch back over to the previous base that I was just showing you with the gatehouse doors as the foundation, and I'll show you more of this technique there. I just didn't record this part, the beginning part over there. Okay, here we go. Now we get a starting of it, and basically you just keep going. You just keep repeating. Just repeat the same technique, and like I said, it's like you're building steps. You're just building these giant steps. The further out you go, the higher up you go, and the wider you go. So that's another reason why you want to use the 4x4 is because you're going to be using less of your height that way. If you started using 1.3 platforms or the bigger ones, I mean, every time you place one, you lose a big chunk of your height. This way, you do use a lot of parts, but when you're done, you have a very, very solid floor that nobody can see through. It's really good. I mean, there might be other ways. I'm sure there's other ways of doing it, and definitely leave your comment in the in the comment section below if you have a technique that you'd like to share. I mean, by all means, I'm all about sharing information in this game, just to try to make the experience better. And you just take your time. I found that crouching when you're placing a part allows you to fine-tune the placement really well. As you can see here, I removed this one because when I placed that last one, I realized that this one was sticking out a little bit. Even though I thought I got it all the way, I didn't. So I'll just use this one as a template to. Now I know just to pull it right up next to that and get it just where it turns green, and I know it's good. Sometimes you just got to turn it a little bit. You hold your Alt button down, just kind of give it a little spin, twist it around, and it's not too bad. Just little movements sometimes, just really, really, really small movements. And sometimes that happens. I wish they would make it to where when it turns green, it will absolutely go, no question. It would save a lot of time. Okay, there we go. Finally got her down. So basically that's what we're after. Just keep stacking them. And when you first start out, when I first started the first one, you could stand this way too. It's probably be easier. But the idea here is you want to get it out as far as you can. You're trying to build out. So take advantage of all the space you can. All right. It looks pretty square. Yeah, we'll just get these placed here. We'll be switching over to the other location, and you'll get to see much more about how you fill it in, you know, and all that good stuff to make a really, really solid floor. Nobody can see through. I mean, you can. I've warehoused vehicles before that numbered. Oh man, I think I've had at least 8 to 12 vehicles off of a cliff base before using this kind of floor. Not that I want to be a vehicle hoarder. I just like to build. Generally what I do is, actually one time I filled it up with vehicles, and then I felt so guilty about it I basically let the vehicles go. So, but you know, I just like to build and see what's possible. But you can build an absolutely amazing warehouse this way. I'll show you how to do a vaulted ceiling so you don't have any posts in your way. You know, you could even drive a car around there, inside of there if you wanted to. Okay, here we are. Now we're back at the other base. As you can see, same technique, stacked up, right? Same thing, just you know, just got them kind of going in different ways and stuff there, but you know, kind of an angle, but you can see, you know, that's the technique right there, stacking them up. I came out this far, didn't really want to go any further, and yeah, they got a little. Was going to have a little living quarter. Now this is before patch 54. Even though nothing here was, forgot about that. A little miscalculation there. That will happen, folks. You will fall and you will die once in a while if you're not paying attention. But yeah, patch 54 completely, 95% of this got deleted, even though it wasn't floating. It was a bit much, you know, but that's alpha games and all that kind of stuff. But all you can do is go on, right? Okay, so here we go, just showing you how I filled it in. And basically, what you do once you build it all up, like steps, then you start at this end that I'm at now, right, the beginning of it, and you start building it up. You just start filling in the missing spots, basically, to where you can build back towards the start. It does take a lot more of your quota to do this, but it's worth it because you're not losing your height as much. You're going to get a big floor, solid floor, and you're not wasting a lot of your height because when you get done, you want to put walls up, right? You want to put a ceiling. If you use 1.3 by 4 by 4, if you use those other platforms, you're losing a lot of your height that could be, you know, used for walls and your ceiling. So I haven't found a better way to do this. If anybody knows of a better way, by all means, post that below. And as you can see, it can be a little bit tedious. I mean, everybody that's built even a little bit knows that. But basically, you hold your Alt button down and you just kind of twist it. You go real slow. Crouching helps a lot sometimes. You can fine tune it. Sometimes it's just a micro movement that allows it to be placed. And a lot of patience. Building takes a ton of patience. All right, as you can see, we got her placed. Now, it's a little bit later. Floor's getting filled in. And don't worry about them big gaps you see there. Those are obviously getting covered up with the next layer. And nobody can see through. I mean, you know, by the time you get all these layers, there's no way you can see through it. All right, here we go. Placing, this one's around a tree. It was kind of hard to see in there. Whenever you're building around trees, which is nice because you obviously can get your wood up there, it can be difficult though. On this particular build, it actually allowed me to have the tree go up through the 4x4, which was kind of nice. Not realistic, I know, but you know what? The game gave it to me and I took it, so. In fact, I have several trees, 3 trees, I believe, on this one. Okay, so we're getting there, and yeah. Right here, I'm looking at the gatehouse doors down there, just theorizing, placing a 4x4 on it, and then realizing, nope, somebody takes that down and that platform would fall, right? Now, all these platforms are built off of those gatehouse doors I showed you earlier in the beginning. There's gatehouse doors stacked really high, so, and they're focused, the first one is focused on the centered one. So they'd have to take all those gatehouse doors down to make that fall. You know, so that's my idea of my solution anyway for the gravity situation, which really does change your build. You really got to think about that. So yeah, this was turning out to be a really nice base. Got deleted, like I said, I mean 95% of it, but as you can see though, look at that floor. I mean, look at that floor. It's perfectly flat. You know, it's large. I mean, man. Anyway, folks, if you enjoyed this, be sure to subscribe and like, so you can see all my future videos. I'm going to be posting, you know, how-to videos showing you guys how to build things, and thanks for watching.